is Mercy Alexander, aka the Lady Jagaban, and I welcome you to another exciting edition of your program, The Gallery. And like I said, I have a special guest in the house today, so sit, relax, I'll be right back.
Taofeek Agbaje is an architect and astute project management consultant, born on April 4th, 1956 in Lagos State. He had his primary education at Holy Cross Catholic School in Lagos and his post-primary education at Ahmadiyya College, Agege, Lagos, between 1971 and 1975. Thereafter, Gongola State between 1977 and 1979. His exposure into the world of architecture came from his training at Kiev Building Engineering Institute, Kiev, USSR, between 1980 and 1987. His first taste of work environment was at Flour Mills of Nigeria, Accounts Department from 1975 to 1977. In 1987, he was with the National Directorate of Employment as Project Monitoring Officer. After a brief stay there, he left for HFP Engineering National Limited as an architect. He rose to become the manager of Architectural Department. He stayed from 1987 to 2000 when he eventually started his own company known as Agbaje Associates. He is the director, Kulaptech Nigeria Limited and Hydraform Engineering Nigeria Limited. His company is registered with Architect Registration Council of Nigeria, ACON. He has 30 years of work experience. He is an active member of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, NIA, and Association of Consulting Architects Nigeria. Agbaje has undertaken so many design, supervision and construction projects, among which are the Nigerian Bar Association building on Adeola Hopewell Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, Dolphin Estate, Osborne, Ikoyi, Lagos, blocks of luxury flats, Copper Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, among others. He is currently the President, Jamaatul Islamiyya of Nigeria and overseas, the Chairman, Yoruba Tennis Club, Lagos, Chairman, Victoria Garden City Development Monitoring and Compliance Commission, Past President, Victoria Garden City Islamic Community, Member Community on Muslim International School, Iwo, Member Shooting Star of Islamic 1942, and Assistant Governor 2019 to 2020, Rotary International District 9110, Nigeria. Past President, Rotary Club of Victoria Garden City, Lagos. He is happily married and blessed with children and grandchildren.
Sir, welcome you on the show, sir.
Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
Well, fine, thank you.
My viewers want to meet you.
Okay, my name is Taofeek Agbaje. I'm a Lagos boy, born in Lagos Island, both parents, about 60 years ago. I'm the current chairman of Yoruba Tennis Club and also the president of Jamaatul Islamiyya of Nigeria and overseas. Yes.
Okay, sir, you are the current chairman of Yoruba Tennis Club. Can you give us a brief about the club?
Well, Yoruba Tennis Club is a traditional, very old Yoruba tennis club. It's the oldest indigenous club in Nigeria. It was formed in 1926, September 1926. And actually it was more about a protest against the then Europeans in Lagos by discriminating against Nigeria using, those days they used to have European Tennis Club, which is presently Lagos Lawn Tennis Club. So it was a protest that brought about the formation of Yoruba Tennis Club. Then some few young men decided to have their own tennis club if they are discriminating against Nigerians using the club at that time. So it was formed in 1926, September 15th of September 1926, and that makes it the oldest indigenous club in the country. Definitely, a lot of people used to ask question, Yoruba Tennis Club. Why Yoruba Tennis Club? Well, definitely, it's just more about keeping that name, but the membership is not limited to Yoruba anymore. We have a lot of our friends that are from other regions in the country that are member of the club. Currently, the club is being, how can I put it? It's being run in a system that they don't have a lot of members, because you don't just come into the club and say you want to join the Yoruba Tennis Club. We take a serious emphasis on your integrity, on your person, and that is why up to today, since 1926, the membership, dead and alive, are not up to 2,000. To show how strictly we keep the membership level. It shows the integrity and the number of the people that can join the club. Now, we have so many games that we do. As I said, it's a social club, it's a sport club, and more particularly also it's a club that has so much interest on the development of the country. So because of the caliber of the people that are there, we are more concerned. We do a lot of discussion on the country's situation. The club is not a political club, so but members are free to be able to voice their own political opinion. So we keep it that way.
Now, sir, I understand there is a lady wings in the club. Why is it like that, sir?
Well, what happened is that we don't have ladies membership, but then we make it all members are free to put the name of their wives to be in it. You know, because of some of the programs that we are handling in the club for a very long time, we used to have the children parties during the Christmas time or New Year party. And who can plan New Year party if not the women? So we decided very long time, they take care of those arrangements of the party. But recently, because of their vibrancies and because they were revived, they used to just have those parties, they have a family day, and they join us also when we have our Christmas party. They introduce what they call the Niger Fair. It's just more about contributing to the progress of the country, to exhibit made in Nigeria or made in Nigerian goods. And it was fully more of the ladies that organize such a visit, and it's more about the Nigerian products made in Nigerian goods that are being exhibited.
Yeah, okay, so that's why you have the... So how long have you been practicing it?
Well, how long? I finished about over 30 years now in practicing architecture. I actually did my architecture in Kyiv. Kyiv used to be Ukraine now. It was under the USSR, the Soviet Union. So I came back to the country in 1987 and I started practicing architecture since that time.
So for over 30 years you've been practicing it. So what is it like being an architect?
Oh,
most especially in Nigeria.
What is it like being an architect in Nigeria? Well, what can I say? First of all, being an architect is just more about, it was a grace of God. It's not just because you choose to be an architect and you practice. There are thousands of architects that actually finished Institute of Architecture, but they are not practicing. So, but being an architect is a blessing to me. It's a joy because it was a profession I chose to do. And coming back to be able to participate, to be able to be involved, I would say it has been a very joyful thing. And joyful in the sense because most of the time, what makes an architecture is not just only in designing, it's actually in the buildings. When you design something and it's very beautiful and it's in the paper, if it's not built, it will not be called architecture.
Yeah.
Because on the long run, after so many years, if it not be, it's going to be in the dustbin. So I was privileged to be involved in one of the very vibrant, I would say, estates in the country. I was one of the few architects, the Nigerian architects that are involved in designing Victoria Garden City.
Ooh.
So it was also a blessing for me to be as a young architect, joining the company in 87 and in the early 90s to initiate something like Victoria Garden City. So I was really involved. I also participated in designing and even in supervising the Dolphin Estate.
Wow.
Because the company were the one that first introduced precast element to build society. Also the embodiment high-rise when you are coming back. Those are the precast elements. There are so many projects that I'm not involved with. But to be more sincere with you, I love the architecture. I enjoy it. And I'm grateful to Almighty God for being an architect.
Now, so how do you shuffle being a businessman and also the chairman of a social club as
as people used to say, most of the time in Yoruba language, they usually have something that they make it like a proverb that Toba wa owo lo, Toba pade yi lona, Toba lowo na kilo ma fi se. I can translate it easily. When you are actually looking for money, and that is when you are working, and in the process you encounter the grace, I mean the frame. What do? You will be able to grab it. That is one of the songs. Because when you get the money, a lot of those who are rich millionaires are looking for fame. But in the process, when you are looking for money and you find fame, I would say one of the beautiful things about Yoruba tennis club is that being a businessman or being a hardworking girl is one of the environment that actually accommodates most of the businessmen to be. And the reason is this: I joined the club very long time in 97. But then the reality about the whole arrangement was that it was another area that whenever you do your serious hard job, you can come and relax. And that is why in our club we have so many, well, it's also grace of God, there have a lot of people that live very, very long. Live long because when you have, as I used to say, when you work, you must be able to relax. So we have an environment that gives that peaceful relaxation. Another beautiful thing about Yoruba tennis club that make it different from other clubs is like a home. Each member take care of themselves more like a brotherhood system. So you find it's a club that you walk in and you feel relaxed that you are between your membership. I mean, between your family. So it's part of a relaxation and it's help in the arrangement of the businesses. So the idea, how do you manage a chairmanship and be doing the business? As I said, being a chairmanship definitely is a little bit tasking because you have to manage. It's more like a very big organization, the structure. But then, I will say I'm really coping with it with the help of other members because I'm not the only one that run the executives. We have secretary, financial secretary, we have other management on the executives that are actually making the club to move. So I have the support of members and it has been more very, what can I say, I won't say very easy, I would say very comfortable and easy for me to run.
Okay, now Sam, how do you relax? Yes, I know this is a social club like a family club. How do you relax? You play tennis? Listen to music and make you dance?
Yes, well, as you said, how do I make it? It's a relaxation club anyway.
Yeah.
So part of what we do here is
what you do.
What I do, well, I used to play football, but not now because of the age. But what I do most now is to the weekend just to relax. Occasionally I play card. We have a card in the club. And if I have some free this we still have a table tennis, so we have that one too. But regularly, most of the time, I try to read, and that is usually on weekends. And then I go to the film house.
Oh, really?
Yes, I love watching the film. So those are but relatively, even coming to the club is a relaxation and a sleep. So most of the time, majority of the members you see is after hard working day, they come to the club, relax, have a gist with friends. Those who want to play snookers will play the snookers, those who want to play table tennis. But for me, it's more of a quiet and more of having a gist with friends and Okay, that is it. So it's more about it. Like, it's actually when I want to relax, when I have serious side meeting, after the meeting I come to the club. And I feel cool and relaxed about that. Yeah.
Now, what kind of music do you listen to?
Well, more of traditional music usually. I listen to Beyonce regularly. I'm not into, well, there are some jazz too. I'm a jazz lover, so I love jazz.
Do you know any of the lyrics that you can just...
I can't just give name now because I live now regularly because of, what can I say, the sound is more of the Yoruba music I listen to all the time.
Also, like Sonny Ade, like in Sonny Ade, one of his songs, can you sing a little?
Yeah. To sing it or to say it?
Sing! Yeah, sing it then. Let's just shake body a little. I got you there. Which one?
Well, if I have to be picking, there are so many.
Just pick one.
Just to pick one. For Obey, the regular one that people use, that I love so much.
So much.
Kilamati sayesi si o koyebe. Kilamati sayesi si o koyebe. Aye toto, aye made. And you know, when I say I pick that one, it's a more of a philosophical song.
Yeah, I think I
and it's about world, about the life, because whatever it is, every day life becoming so much. What can I say? I won't say it's an interesting. It's just amazing things, because you get amazing what is happening, not what happened when we are young, and the song can be there soon. So every day you see this
new things.
That is it.
So what about King Sonny Ade?
Oh, the Sonny Ade is so many, so many.
Pick one.
You could pick the Sonny Ade one. Which one did I need to remember her? Synchro system. Most of the Sonny songs are actually the old one that are very, very sweet. Because at that time there was serious competition and they talk of the guitar. Synchro system. That's it.
Anyway, sir, thank you very much for having us. So we having you on our show. Thank you for giving us the privilege of having our show. And before you go, I want you to give advice to the youth and some of our leaders, because a lot have been happening, and you know, there are a lot of people who see you as also their role model, and some of them might not really know what you have been through to get to where you are today. So they will need advice, because you can see some of our kids are going into one thing or the other because they want to make fast money, and for you to get to the top, it comes with a lot of hard work. So they want to listen to you. Tell them one of you what's an advice.
Yeah, what can I say for the youth? Every one of us that find ourselves at the top, they also pass through some stages during our youth. But the major advice for the youth, particularly this new generation, is first and foremost, they should be able to recognize God. Because that is one of the things I discovered that was missing. During our whole upbringing, majority of us actually went to missionary schools. And in the missionary schools, one of the major learning you have there is about moral. It's when you are getting to understand that there is God, that you will be conscious of your moral too. So if the kids this time, they can actually have that one, to be able to know God and be able to have patience. That is one of the things that is missing in the generation. To get to the top, it's not an automatic. You have to pass through a stage, and the stage of that learning and tutelage of having a patient, of trial. So most of the time, we discover that most of the youth are just looking at those who are at the top. It's money. We are right. Life is not only about money, it's about growing gradually. Some of the youths that are in my office, some of the young architects that have been involved in my office, I always let them know that there is always stages of tutelage. There are stages you have to learn to be able to grow, so that you have that patience to get to that top. But many of them want it quick. They want to be there quick. They just don't want to grow gradually. So they should learn how to have patience. They should learn how to be able to to believe in God, to believe that whatever they are doing has a period that we are going to get there. Now for our leaders, because everything about the country is all certain that the youth and the leadership. We discover that we have already, particularly this generation of the politicians, have failed the country. A lot of things is getting wrong. Some of them don't think about those who are coming up for the future. So because of that moral decadency and because of the high level of that corruption, we are not thinking of the future for the youth that are coming up. So we advise our leaders, particularly politicians, that they should start thinking of those people who are coming. We need to think about the country. Many of us and many politicians are always thinking of themselves. This self-interest, this self-personal idea have been one of the things that have destroyed the country, because we are not putting the collective idea that when we put all these things together and the country is working well, everybody will benefit. But when one person wants to take a whole billions and is not investing the billion in the country, then there is a big challenge. This is what is happening all over now. We discover most of all the crime that we have now is definitely when you find the root. They talk it to the unemployment, to the level of this youth that are not finding any job to do. When the youth are free, they say the devil find a easy tools in the idle hands. And that is exactly what is going on. So I will advise the politicians, they should look at the whole thing very well. Let's plan for this country. Secondly, there's so much noise about disintegration, about war, and we advise that we should not think about that. We have a lot of countries that have passed through such stage. It has never been an easy thing. Everybody will be affected. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we just have to call it a day, and once again I want to say a very big thank you to our guest today for that advice. So you've listened to him. Nothing good come easy. Yes, it takes a lot of hard work. So please keep working hard, and the most important one of it is you have to put God first. It's important you know God. Be you youth, especially our youth, we tend to forget who God is, and without God we are nobody. You understand? So it's very, very important. Most of you who follow up on the gallery for the past how many years, you know that whatever we're presenting to you, it is something we too we have gone through, and we're still asking God, but we are not succeeding if not for God. So we thank God, and you should keep having God in everything you're doing so that God will take you far. And once again, there's no time. We don't have the time to keep talking. And if you want to be sure, we are not even telling you if it's a compulsory thing, you have to be part of our program. Call us on the number on your screen. Follow us on all our social media, and do have a wonderful day.